can I do this little story because it'll be fun and it's a great way to...
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it's like, just lifts me up out of the chair again. So, okay, I'm going to tell you a story, and I want you to imagine that you are the person who is the speaker in this situation. And I want you to answer, when I finish it, 3 questions. Just quickly write down your answers. What does this make me feel? Why does it make me feel that way? And what is the behavior that follows? Okay? What is it I'm feeling? Why am I feeling that way? And what's the behavior that follows? Okay, so I call this story A Man and His Blackberry. Story is this. It's a modern story, first of all. Story is this. The guy who is speaking is a senior executive, 47 years old, in a large firm, very charismatic, an excellent speaker, and he's brought in consistently when they hire new people, promising new people, to give a little pep talk to those people as they begin working at this company, to get them excited about the prospect of working there. He's chosen because he consistently has such a good effect on them. He loves doing it because he's a guy with a fairly big ego, and the positive response he gets makes him feel good. And so on this particular day, he comes in, there's a group here in front of him. It's about, I don't know, let's say the first 3 rows here, right in the middle. It's, 15, 20 people. And he starts into his ordinary rap, and he starts to tell this story. And most of the people are sitting there seemingly pretty attentive, except there's one guy sitting right here who has his BlackBerry out. And he is writing away on it. And in addition to writing away, and by the way, the guy who is walking across here, remember he has a fairly big ego, he keeps noticing this guy because he is in the first damn row. And this guy is, right, doing it consistently, and he is trying not to respond. But then he notices that in addition, the guy has a little earpiece. And he's playing with the earpiece as he's talking. And then the 3rd or 4th time he looks at him, he notices that he's mouthing words. So here he is, he's just about to do this, and now I guess get you to answer the 3 questions. You're him. What does this make you feel? Why does it make you feel this way? And what do you do? All right, I know not all of you have got it yet, but let me just have a couple of volunteers, if you could. Those of you who have a full-throated voice, I'd like to hear the 3 responses.
How many are you going to get?
About 40.
Really?
No.
No, I'm serious. 2 or 3? Run over to the mic real quick.
2 or 3.
Close to the edge there? I'm serious. Jump up, run right over to the mic. A couple right over here, if you got a response.
Let's start over here. What's your name?
Heather DeWeese.
Hi, Heather.
Okay, so the first question is, how am I feeling? I'm feeling disrespected. Why do I feel that way? I feel like I'm not being heard. And then my behavior, if I was on a stage and you did that scenario, I'd probably just stop talking, stare at him, and just ask him to please put down the BlackBerry. Okay,
good. One more question for you, Heather. You do that in order to what?
I thought you'd ask that. That was a good point. I do that in order for him to listen to me. However, I don't really know if he might be listening to me. I don't know that.
Okay. No, let's go over here.
Hi, Dan Buglio. Aggravated, insulted, distracted, certainly.
Right.
It keeps on drawing your attention. Why? Because I'd feel insulted because you're not paying attention. The behavior would be to ask that person to stop, because it is actually influencing your ability to deliver the message to the people who actually care.
Great.
Which is, I think, why Evan said to the computer folks, stop doing that loop, like the OCD loop.
Okay. Joe Polish. First off, fabulous stuff. Really, really fabulous.
Thank you.
I actually get in this situation occasionally, almost all the time when I speak. But what does it make me feel? Usually distracted, ignored. I also have an ego. I really touch on that. So what does it make me feel? I've something that I want the person to hear, and deep down inside, I think I crave and desire the attention. I mean, it's part of the reason that, you know, I put myself out there as a public figure, sort of. And so, you know, I want to be heard. And what is the behavior that follows? For me, usually, I just ignore it and do my best to not place improper energy and attention on something like that that doesn't matter.
Great. Is there one more? Oh, two more.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm Sofia Stavropoulou. I wouldn't feel insulted. I wouldn't take it personally. I would feel distracted. That would be my problem. He would make me lose my focus on delivering the message. I wouldn't take it personally because this person is among my audience. I feel honored for that, but I would ask him kindly to leave the room or stop doing what he's doing because he creates a problem regarding the rest of the audience.
Got it. Good. One more, and then we're done.
Hi, my name is Sam Robbins. Actually, other than frustration, my thing was I was curious. I mean, that might be a weird emotion, but I was thinking,
Well, no, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's the most interesting, curious response we've had yet. So, because you're curious, let me tell you a little bit more about the story. The speaker actually eventually can't stand it and goes over and grabs the BlackBerry from this young man right here, picks it up and takes it and holds it up as an example of what the problem is with young people in America today. And the young person in America says, well, I'd like you to look at what's on that BlackBerry. And he does. And what do you think is on that BlackBerry? Verbatim notes of every single thing that he said. Now, the second piece of information about this gentleman is that he was a Iraq veteran. And that earpiece in his ear is a hearing aid, which he only recently got. He was in Iraq, and he was in an IED went off, a bomb went off with his battalion, killed every single person in his battalion but him. He was standing behind a tank, and he had leaned down to tie his combat boot and was saved by that, but he lost his hearing in the explosion. The reason he was playing with it is he can't get the damn thing to work. And the reason he was mouthing words is that he was trying to read the lips of the speaker to whom he was being so attentive. Does this make you feel any different? So, but you had the facts already, didn't you? How is it that this changed? What is it? What went wrong here? What is the lesson here? What's the moral of this story? Yeah, I'd like a little bit more, yeah.
I think it's a matter of mental models. We had another mental model at the beginning because we had different data to process, and depending on what is our mental model is a certain frame of thinking.
There's no question. And here's the mental model that you have. The mental model you have is that we are all predisposed to be unbelievably attentive to slights, to be unbelievably focused on our own value. This is the elephant in the room we all live with every day. What we're really struggling with is, are we valued? And as soon as we get a little bit of evidence that perhaps we're not, we move into high negative mode. We move into fight or flight. And the issue here is that we hear, this is the mental model, we hear what happened as a fact, but here's what's really happening. There are a set of facts. Can you tell me what the facts were in this situation? You can tell me because you had the curiosity. What were the facts? Just the facts, ma'am. I know you're not a ma'am, but it seemed like a phrase.
The facts as far as how he reacted?
No, what are the facts in this situation? What is incontrovertibly true in this situation that no one could dispute?
That he was moving his mouth.
He was moving his mouth. What else?
He was attentive.
He was active. I heard something back there. Right, he was doing something on his BlackBerry. And what else? He was fiddling with his ear. Those are the facts. But we as human beings are meaning-making animals, and facts are never sufficient for us. We must tell stories to make sense of the facts. The problem is we tell stories and then we mistake them for the facts. We tell those stories so fast that we that we think that what we've told ourselves is true. To begin to separate them, you need to do what you just said. The most appropriate response would be curiosity. You don't know. You think you know. If you're not triggered by it, if you're simply curious as you were, then you don't know. Tell me, hey, I'm interested. Here's the way I have found, who do you think the person in that story who grabbed the BlackBerry might have been? Me. Now, it was an incredibly humiliating experience, I assure you. But it gave me this story, so I feel good about it. Thank you very much.